welcome everybody. We're live from Vibes Restaurant here in Tuskegee, Alabama, getting set for the 7th episode of the Aaron James Coaches Show. Glad you could join us on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Charles Ward, alongside the coach Aaron James. And Coach, back into the confines of the restaurant and another win for the Golden Tigers.
Yes, it feels good after that W, so I'm glad to have it.
27-17 victors over the Dragons of Lane College on the road in Jackson, Tennessee over the weekend. Talk about that environment up there and coming on the road to beat that team at home.
Well, the environment was good. The band was there.
The band
was there.
Yeah.
So, they came in with energy and gave the guys a lot of energy on the field, and came and supported as well. So we had some fans in the stands and come in and support the team. So it was a good atmosphere, good day for some football.
What was your thought coming into the ball game against the Dragons? What did we have to do to ensure the win?
We just had to just sustain drives and just make sure that we capitalized in the red zone. We did that a couple of times, but the second half we didn't get opportunity to do that for scoring 6 points, touchdowns. So we just eliminated the turnovers and made sure that we was getting off the field on third downs in the second half, and the defense came out and played lights out again.
Well, we ate ahead in that ball game right up to near halftime. They got a late touchdown going into the intermission to kind of keep things close. But in that first drive, we were able to get a good run for a touchdown to really kind of set the tone, taking that early lead. How important was it to start out in front?
Yeah, we've been preaching that all week and all year. When the offense get on the field, we looking at scoring, sustaining drives, and then scoring on the first drive as well. So Chase Sellers did an awesome job of coming in and busting it up the hole and hitting the sideline and getting us 6 points. And like I said, we just preached that all week, and he came out and just had an explosive play and got in the end zone. So that was the tip of the hat.
Coming into the game, we had back-to-back wins, and thinking that we did not want this to be a spoiler for that consecutive wins for the Golden Tigers. They really were amped up with the idea of being a spoiler in this ball game, although they're not out of the picture as well as it relates to the SIAC. But it was indeed an important game for the Golden Tigers as it relates to conference standings, for sure.
Yes, I mean, it's a conference game. All these games, they count. So Lane College was in the way, and they was the next team up, and we just made sure that we went in and control what we can control and come out with a W. That's what we did. So all around, 3 phases of the game played well.
6th ball game of the season for us with that win, now 3-3 on the campaign, more importantly 3-1. There were some other things to happen in the conference as it relates to teams winning and losing. So with the win over the Dragons, it kind of keeps us in that picture for sure for number 1 and 2 in the conference.
Yes, we're still in the driver's seat. We just got to just stay the course. I preach it every day, just stay the course and just, like I say, control what we can control and just minimizing the mistakes when we in a ball game, and it starts in practice. I tell them we giving you the cheat sheet in practice, and now it's time for you to take the test on the field when Saturday get around. So the guys they bought in, they buying in, and they know what's at stake. So like I say, we got an end goal and one mission, one goal. So the end goal is to hoist up that trophy at the end of the season. So, but we still taking the game one game at a time.
You referenced the fact they took the test. They passed with flying colors over the weekend over the Dragons of Lane College. They won at 27-17. When we get back after this timeout, we'll dive into how it all unfolded for the Golden Tigers win. That's just ahead here on the Aaron James Coaches Show, and it's live on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines is one of the safest preventative care measures available to protect you and your family from disease. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Tuskegee fans, let's all do our part to get back on track. Protect yourself and others by making sure you are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
We're live from Vibes Restaurant, where the vibes are always good and so is the food. You can join us here for the Aaron James Coaches Show each Monday night at 6 o'clock right here in Tuskegee, Alabama. Make your plans to join us next weekend. When we come back, we'll be talking about the ball game from this weekend, which will be against Kentucky State on next Monday night. But as we're here tonight, we're talking about the Golden Tigers and their 27-17 win over the Dragons of Lane College on Saturday. And Coach, offensively for the Golden Tigers, really started to see Raquan Bill kind of come into his own on Saturday.
Yes, he played a good game, but he still left a lot of yards out there and some touchdowns on the field. We went back and just broke down the film yesterday, and he missed, like I say, he missed a lot of throws, some easy throws as well. So he's licking his chops for this weekend to come up. So, like I say, he came out and he was slinging the ball around. I mean, he had a hell of a first half.
Threw for 3 touchdowns in that football game, came out of the weekend ranked number 1 in the SIAC in yardage per completion at over 14 yards per catch. And a really good job by him just really settling into that pocket. That there was some heavy pressure on him at some points during this ball game by that Dragon front four defensively, but able to stay in there. Credit to some good blocking up front. Stay in that pocket and really survey the downfield for open receivers.
Yes, Coach Smith, the quarterback coach, he does an excellent job with those guys in that room. Like I said, he brung the practice to the field. Well, actually in the game from the practice field. So he played a like I said, a lights out game. And like I said, he missed some throws that was, I mean, just easy throws. And I just put him to the sideline and talked to him as well, and just let him know, hey, we can't miss those throws, even the ones that just real easy when he's stepping up and getting out the pocket and everything. So he took that that energy, and in second half he was able to hit some targets as well. So, like I said, that room is playing good, and we just ready for the next opponent.
He put it on his shoulders early on in preseason that the only way that this team was really going to really buy into him as a leader was for him to actually perform on the field and to earn their trust as the leader. You're a former quarterback. You're a former offensive coordinator. What's your sense about that sense of trust between Bill and the rest of the offensive unit?
I mean, you gotta have a quarterback, and the offense got to build around that quarterback. They got to trust him, and for Bill, he's a vocal guy. He's a leader, and he controls the offense, and the guys are rallying around him as well. So this next game coming up, I mean, he's just going to have to do extra for us to get that W this weekend. So there's no pressure. It's just football. That's it.
In the ball game on Saturday, a target of his 5 times in that ball game, Quan Beckford. Beckford with 2 touchdown grabs of the 3 that Bill threw on the afternoon. Talk about Beckford's performance on Saturday. Beckford
is coming off of a good game that he had last weekend against Morehouse. So that carried over into this game against Lane College. And I mean, he's explosive, he's fast, and he's mature. He's an older guy, and those guys, like I said, they rally around him as well. So Beckford had a good game. I think he had like 5 catches for 125, 2 touchdowns. So the one that he caught up the scene, good balance, and he was able to control himself and just run away from the defender. So I mean, he played lights out so well.
Yeah, we're showing the highlight of that inside of the show right now. Did a very acrobatic catch, kind of turning his full body toward the end zone to make that catch, able to keep the balance and go forward. Just spectacular there. But that set of receivers that you have, Beckford with 5 there, and a couple of the other receivers, good performance over the weekend, but they are getting a lot more comfortable in terms of their routes and contributing to that offense as well. Yeah,
they are. They're getting comfortable, and week in and week out, the guys are just trusting each other. That's all it is. They trusting the throws, trusting the system, and just knowing, like I say from the beginning, knowing what's at stake. So they're getting comfortable in the offensive schemes and everything. So those guys are buying in and just playing. They playing good football. The whole unit.
That offense spurred by a lot of passing on Saturday, but got some good groundwork as well with that first touchdown, that 63-yard run by Sellers for the first score of the ball game. That trio of running backs finished with 155 total yards in the game on Saturday. A more balanced attack, 325 yards overall in the game for the Golden Tigers, but real balance as it relates to throwing and passing.
Yes, well, the rushing game, we got to lean on them guys. Those guys are running back by committee. Any one of those guys that come in the game, we know we're going to get at least 4 or 5 yards to carry on those guys. But those guys, they put it on their back again. Like I say, Chase Sellers, he came in and got the offense rolling. And Johnny Morris came in. He came in and toting the rock as well. And and Des Leverett, and we call him
Spivey.
Red. Well, Spivey, we call him Red. But no, like I said, those guys, that unit there is well equipped, and any touches that they get, they're going to be moving the power forward. So we just excited about that room.
Surveying the game on Saturday, that offensive line seems to just really take control of the games later in the contest. Is it an issue of just being more physically in shape, our group against the opposition, or is it just a mental thing that they just at some point start to determine that they can beat the opposition in front of them?
No, I think it's just a mind thing. Those guys got to come in. We got to start fast first. I mean, we just got to dominate fast. We can't wait until the second half or the fourth quarter to make sure that we leaning on those guys. We got to do that from the first snap of the ball. So we preach that all week, and my O-line coach, Coach Patterson, is on them about that as well. So we just got to, like I said, start fast and just finish. That's it.
Started this game with the first score of the ball game, but they stayed right on their heels coming into the intermission. It was 21-17. Again, they got that late touchdown in that first half. I know you would have rather going into that situation much further ahead at the break, but they got the touchdown. So at the break, it's 21-17. When we come back, we'll talk about what happened or didn't happen in the second half of this football game. And we'll be just right back after this on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. This is the Aaron James Coaches Show.
Rivals, us versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary. One head-to-head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take.
Willie Streeter here, owner of Vibes Restaurant and Lounge in Tuskegee, Alabama. Also the host of the Aaron James Coaches Show. And this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
At Vibes Restaurant, Aaron James Coaches Show, episode number 7. Coach, we're really plowing through this thing, right?
Yes, exactly.
Golden Tigers at 3-3 on the campaign now, and 3-1 in the SIAC. Coach, we're live here at Vibes. Of course, they got all kinds of good drinks inside of the restaurant. So the question to you is, what's in the water at Tuskegee? This is the third weekend in a row that you have held the opponents shut out in the second half of football.
Yes, the defense, they playing lights out in the second half. The first half of the game, it was kind of a back and forth deal. Some little adjustments we had to make in the second half, but they came in, they got it together, and then let them sniff the end zone.
What's being talked about at halftime to spur that defense on so strongly in the second half? I know you're not going to share it all, but there has to be some kind of messaging going on, in addition to some solid coaching where you all analyze what's happening on the field in that first half and then making those adjustments at the break.
My speech is just a wake-up call for them. They just got to know what's at stake. I mean, we come out first half, we don't, really get off the field that much at times. The quarterback running around making plays, and they was throwing little short routes to number 5. So we made sure that we bottled them up the second half and just let them know, hey, we can't let 2 guys beat us. So they took that at heart and came out second half with a different mindset.
2 situations in that second half where they were 4th and less than a yard, and the defense just stood up immaculately every time on those 2 scenarios where they just shut them flush at the line to give the football back to the offense. Big plays by the defense. We actually named them the Alabama Power Player of the Day because of the work that they did as a unit. But how huge were those stops for you in terms of winning this football game?
That was huge. If you get momentum off 4th down, so you get 4th and 1, that gives them the momentum to drive down and try to do something special with the ball. So defense stood up and bend but don't break, and like I said, on that 4th down, they gave us the ball back on the offense and made us run the clock down a little bit more as well. So it's very good that we was able to do that and just make sure that we had the offense back on the field instead of their offense continuing to drive.
Sure. My producer, Lisa Burnett, is looking at me crazy, like you saying that was the Alabama Power Play of the Day. It was really the Coca-Cola Defensive Play of the Day, so
okay.
we'll get that right with our sponsors. But a great job by the defense doing that in terms of shutting them down when they really needed to do. Starting to rise in a lot of categories inside the SIAC. Defense right now number 2 in the SIAC on fourth down conversions. We talked about the 2 big stops here in the second half of that ball game. Also doing very well inside the red zone as well, not yielding a lot of points there. So you got to have hats off to the defensive coordinator, Ken Watson, and that group for handling things there.
Yeah, that whole coaching, my whole staff is really doing a good job this year. The defensive coordinator, Ken Watson, is leaning on his coaches to make sure those guys are in place, to make sure the players, doing their job. And like they rise to the occasion each week in and week out. And like I said, we just got to play that style of ball first half and not wait to the second half to do it. So anyway, we get a W. I mean, I'm good with it, but
right.
but the thing is, we just got to be able to make sure that we play all 4 quarters.
The name we've been calling for the last couple of weeks defensively for the Golden Tigers, Quan Kemper's just really on fire, coming in a situation where he doesn't normally start, but he just contributes so much once he gets on the field. Almost everywhere you make a call on the field, he's somewhere around that football.
Yes, Quan, he's a field general on that side of the ball, and he got a knack for it. He see ball, he get ball. Those guys, they rally around. That whole unit is just playing good ball. Like I said, Quan Kemper, he's a redshirt sophomore, and he's understanding of the game of football now on the college level.
28 points given up on the entire season in the second half, so really a shout out to that defense and just how strong they are in terms of shutting out the opposition. Come to our break here. When we come back, we'll talk special teams and the Golden Tigers as they win at 27-17 over the Dragons of Lane College this past Saturday. And then after that segment, we'll talk about what's ahead against the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. That's Open House and Military Appreciation Day this coming Saturday at Abbott Memorial Stadium. Hope you plan to join us then. Back with more after the timeout here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Restaurant, the place to be here in Tuskegee, Alabama. On a Monday evening, we're here with Coach Aaron James on the Aaron James Coaches Show. After a big weekend for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, winning at 27-17 over the Dragons of Lane College. Coach, conference win, big one for the Golden Tigers. A lot of the reason that Tuskegee is doing well on the football field is what we're seeing from special teams, particularly from Bryans as our field goal kicker and point after attempts. But the special teams unit doing a good job this Saturday against the Dragons.
Yes, they're doing a good job. The kickoff team, punt return, all phases of the special teams, they're doing a good job. And like you stated on Lorcan Ryans, he's kicking the field goals. He's punting now. Good averages and well on that side. So like I stated, we want 3, but we want 6. When we get down there. But he's doing a good job of getting the ball through the uprights.
Had a 28-yard field goal and a 23-yard effort, the 23 coming first. But there was one opportunity there when we're just over midfield and had a drive going, but it stalled, and we're getting ready to send them out to try what would have been a 40-plus yard field goal. Got a call there that went against us, didn't get a chance, but he did kick that football. And the way he kicked it, that would have cleared 50 yards easy on that kick. So he seems to be finding his rhythm, and this time doing it on the road at Lane Field.
Yes, it's hard to be able to see the ball go through the field goal, and now we got to be backed up 5 yards. Sure. So we taking points off the board, and I hate that. I hate that. But he came in and tried to clear it on the second try, and he missed wide right. So like I harped on that all week. just sit in there. I mean, you know, you're gonna make mistakes, but at crucial times like that, we don't need that. So the young man, he knows he was wrong when he did it, and we got a 4 a.m. for him that's coming up. So we'll get that corrected.
I don't want to dive into the 4 a.m. I don't think it's good. Special teams, on the other, a different dimension of it is what they're doing defensively. 2 blocks at this point in the season from the special teams unit. That's good for Michael King to be first in the SIAC, and the team second overall. So you're getting that push defensively as it relates to special teams to make things happen, to get you a better position when you get the football back.
Yeah, that field goal block unit is doing a good job this year. We didn't get our hand on the ball this past weekend, but just going in, kickers know that the pressure is coming, and a lot of times they get off rhythm, and that's because of the special teams. The field goal block team is putting the pressure, trying to get to the ball. So my hat's off to that unit, and Coach McNeil, he's doing a good job with those guys on that side of the ball. So I mean, they're just playing good ball.
Offense, defense, special teams all played well this past weekend. Tuskegee winning at 27-17 over the Dragons. Come to our final segment. We'll talk a little bit about the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. They are here in Tuskegee this weekend on Open House and Military Appreciation Day at Abbott Memorial Stadium. Back after this time out on the Aaron James Coaches Show. You're watching it live on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Fans, mark your calendars for a monumental event. Tuskegee University will celebrate the 100th homecoming this year on November 9th, 2024. Join us on Saturday inside Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium as the Golden Tigers take on the Miles Golden Bears with kickoff set for a 1 p.m. start time. Be sure to come out early, wear your crimson and gold, and help us make this homecoming one for the history books. We'll see you there.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Final segment in the Aaron James Coaches Show for this weekend. We look ahead to the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. They'll be here Saturday on Open House and Military Appreciation Day. Coach, you beat a team in the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State series-wise. Tuskegee leads it 22-11 against the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. Last time we played them, we won it 36-10. And when they come in this weekend, they'll be coming in at 2-5 on the campaign, but could still be a thorn in the side for the Golden Tigers.
Yes, they could, but we just got to stay the course. Like I've been preaching all week, we got to stay the course and just make sure that we playing our style of ball. And Coach Huggins, he's a good friend of mine. He's gonna come in and have his unit ready to go, and most definitely I'm gonna have my unit ready to go as well. So we just got to come out and just play fast, and just like I said, we just got to capitalize on the first drive.
They are an offense that seems to be centered around their quarterback, Denham Johnson. Johnson leads the team in rushing, obviously leads them in passing at 63% completion rate for the Thoroughbreds on the season. How much of a challenge is it going to be for that Golden Tiger defense to, one, shut him down and thereby shut down the rest of that offense for the Thoroughbreds?
Yes, he's the glue of the offense. He's the one that gets those guys up and running. Quarterback that's shifty, can make throws at times as well. So we just got to make sure that we have our discipline, and we just making sure that we in the right positions to make tackles when it happens.
Big day on campus on Saturday. It's open house where we're having close to 300 potential Tuskegee students at some point at the high school level coming in to survey the school. And it's Military Appreciation Day at that particular ball game. Your thoughts about those two events coming into Saturday's ball game?
It's always big. Open house, you got the high school kids coming in for a great venue, and then just to make sure they looking at the campus, viewing the campus and everything, and then actually come in and see an exciting ball game. So it's going to be some guys probably in that group that's coming in to try to see us, play some good ball. So it's good for the university. It's good for the university and the community.
Well, big thing they'll get to see is the Golden Tigers on the field against the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State, looking to go 4-3 on the season and take that conference mark to 4-1. Of course, we'll be there with all the coverage on the Golden Tigers Sports Network on Saturday. We'll have a 30-minute pregame show before kickoff, and we'll talk to Coach James right before kickoff to get his thoughts going into the ball game as they try to knock down the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. We'll be there on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Coach, thanks for having us here on the Coach's Show again at Bob's Restaurant.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me.
That'll do it for our coverage here for the Aaron James Coach's Show, our 7th episode. We'll be back with number 8 next week. That's Monday night here from Bob's Restaurant. Special thanks to Willie Streeter and the team here at Bob's Restaurant, and special thanks to everybody here inside the restaurant for coming to support the Aaron James Coach's Show. Next week, back here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.